that a 16-year-old, if they're not good enough at that stage, they might be good enough at 20, 21, 22.
100%, there's no doubt about it. Some make it early and some just bloom late. Ravichandran Ashwin, for example, was a late bloomer. Murali Vijay didn't even play under 19 cricket, then went on to play 60 test matches. Prithvi Shaw, we saw, he got a 500 at the age of 14, but he's just falling out of the way. So there are different stages for cricketers who develop. 100%, but I think as a coach, you've got to be aware of that. And it's very easy to brand someone, but you've got to give them the chance.
Cut away, and oh, was it just half a chance? I think he might have got a hand on it there. It's Bhuban Karki at sort of cover point. I don't think it's a backward point. This could have been quite spectacular.
What an effort. Firstly, short and wide, all right. Sharky had a go at it, but oh, what an effort. That's 100 marks for the effort. Left arm spinner was his natural side as well. I'm blown away by the fielding. That's tremendous from him.
It's the trademark of cricket in Nepal. They are brilliant fielders, pride themselves on it. National team level, 5 or 6 world-class fielders. Tell you something, if he'd held on to that, that might have even gone by Nicholas Curtin's effort yesterday. Would this have been the catch of the tournament, or would Nicholas Curtin's have just held sway?
No, I think this one, it's tremendous effort to even get a hand on it. It's traveling at speed. Red Bull, energetic movement of the match without doubt. Just talking of under 19 cricket, it was so heartening to see Nepal beat Afghanistan yesterday.
Down the ground, one bounce, that'll be 4. Sharky's a fine player. He wants to make his case in this shortest format. Mainly known at the national level, only in ODIs. He can certainly play T20 cricket too.
Good strike. Good solid base from where he hit the ball. Was nowhere pitched up. He had to hit it on the up, but he knew exactly where the field was. It'll take a lot of pressure out of Michael Levitt as well, this boundary. Yeah, just coming back. Great to see Afghanistan being beaten by Nepal. Hemant Dhami, the captain, doing well, and he's in the Janakpur Bowl squad as well. One more of Pubudu's picks.
Yeah, well, it was a case of lightning striking twice, because H.D. Ackerman and I were on call down in South Africa when it was a 1-wicket win for Nepal over Afghanistan at the World Cup, and yesterday again. And I'll tell you something, I don't know where you stand, maybe we won't have time to get to it, only 1 ball left. I don't know where you stand on the run out at the non-strikers end that some call the man-cat. 8 runs to win for Nepal, 9 down. Afghanistan attempted a run out at the non-strikers end, but the batter had stayed in his crease. And as a consequence, the celebrations from Nepal were even larger when the captain hit those winning runs, taking the win by just 1 wicket. A stunner for Nepal under-19s. Pierces the gap, it's going to be 4 as Levitt finally gets going. End of the 5th, it's 25 for 2.
Fairly even Stevens, both of these two at the moment. 29 and 25, both 2 wickets down as well. Biggest difference might be that Shikhar Dhawan innings pulls up a half century today as well for his side. Zishan Maqsood coming in with the ball. 51 wickets. He's an experienced campaigner in the game. Ratswal with a dot.
They needed this boundary. Sort of given parity now to the two sides at the same stage. It's pretty similar.
Worked into the leg side for another single. That required run rate 8.43, just shy of 8.5. Cutaway in the gap, and it is going to run away for a boundary. Just starting to pick them up a little bit more often now, and they do need them.
Where Michael Levitt hits this is a clear indication of the pace of the surface. Ordinarily, you would play the square cut square of the wicket, but he hits this well in front, almost through an extra cover. Good placement.
Cramped for room this time. Makes up for the short and wide delivery that ran away to the boundary the ball before. Goes big, and it should sail all the way. 6 runs, fantastic shot this. Levitt just taking a bit of a liking to Zishan Maqsood.
He got a start against the Rhinos, Michael Levitt, 25 of 16. He's had a good look here, and now he's starting to express himself. This is more like him. That's well back.
Crowd's charged up after that maximum. 18 of 14. Quick single, and safely home in the end. It's also going to be the end of the power play. 6 gone. It's 37 for 2. Stunning scenes from around this venue. Very picturesque. An end of the power play. 6 overs gone. Again, very even Stevens. 37 for 2. At the same time, the Yaks were 39 for 2. It's a gorgeous place, this Nepal. Bipin Sharma, some left arm orthodox. Have you had the chance to get out a bit, HD?
No, Manali, we've been working every day.
I mean, surely in the evening, sometime, it just looks so beautiful. The snow-capped mountains get me every time I look out the window at the hotel.
Yeah, you and I are both making our first trip here to Nepal.
Gives himself some room, goes downtown, just can't get it past the fielder.
Blown away by the views. And I mean, even if you're not a trekker or a mountaineer, you still no reason not to venture to this part of the world. The people are lovely, the food is fantastic, and the views itself worth the trip.
Quick single picked up. The thing that's just blown my mind is when our liaison officer said, you'll find rhinos just walking on the streets, and they're pretty gentle. You don't find that everywhere.
Certainly not with your and my heritage. Both hailing from Africa, I'm not sure we would be walking up to a rhinoceros in the middle of the street and bidding it a very good morning.
You'd be a little bit worried about my life, to be honest. We've been raised with a bit of fear towards these animals. Loosener, and this has gone up in the air, and it's going to be the end of this partnership. Big wicket this. It was a loose delivery. We're just going to confirm and see the height on this one. It was a full toss. Celebrations all around, but just want to make sure that the height's all right on this.
I don't think Michael Levitt will have any complaints if he's got to walk back to the pavilion, because that's a delivery that he should hit out the ground 6 times out of 6. But it's the young man, the very young man, Bipin Sharma, who should have his first. I'm just going to check that height, if it's above waist high. But let's bear in mind that Michael Levitt does crouch ever so slightly when the ball does get to him. And I'm pretty sure that this is below waist high. But been wrong many times when it's gone upstairs to the television umpire.
First glance, that looks all right. And especially because that knee is bent. He is a bit crouched. Weight on the back. He's slowly starting to walk back, seeing this on the big screen.
Yeah, I said Michael Levitt will be happy about this. He knows he should have hit this out the ground. Bear in mind it's waist high at standing position. He's got to be standing in a natural position, Michael Levitt. Out. So that's the decision. Levitt is gone. Again, he promises. Again, he gets a start. 22 from 19 balls. The Gurkhas have lost their third. They've got just 41 on the board.
Well, it's another partnership broken here, and it's the young Bipin gets Levitt, who was just starting to open up those shoulders. Rasmus digging that one out. It's going to be the end of the 7th, 41 for 3. $41 for 3 at the end of 7. Required rate hovering just shy of that 8.5 runs and over. And while it looked like Levitt might be the batter to play an innings similar to Shikhar Dhawan, he's back in the pavilion. Reversed. And this is a shocker. Reversed straight into the hands of Shikhar Dhawan. Not sure what the plan was there, but this is going to be another wicket. 2 wickets in quick succession, and the Gurkhas, they've dug themselves in a bit of a hole here.
Can't keep him out of the game, Shikhar Dhawan. This is a very smart catch at slip. Straight off the middle of the bat. Just a little fumble, but you could understand because it reached him extremely quickly. But he hangs on. He now has a catch to go along with his big runs scored in that first innings. Bimshaki goes for 9. The Gurkhas are 41 for 4.
Sliding into deeper trouble. The Gurkhas losing their 4th. Sumit Maharajan walks out to the middle. We speak about partnerships. Speak about trying to get a little bit of a base going. They still have plenty of overs in hand. That run rate still sitting at 8.5. Off the mark with a single.
Yeah, wicket just goes down and then that stroke comes out. Now, I know if it comes off, it looks mightily impressive, but there's a slip that's been put in place. And Shikhar Dhawan really showed the way with the bat. He showed the way with the bat and how to just absorb pressure, knock it around, and then to accelerate right at the back end. But now the Gurkhas find themselves 4 down. A lot rests on this man's shoulders. Very fine player, Gerard Erasmus.
Drop and run for another single. Had a good time out with the ball in the first innings, Erasmus. Try and do it with the bat. Crowd again here in numbers as expected. Grip and turn for Zishan Maqsood. He's bowled an absolute gem, just missing the outside edge.
Just enough. Just straightens.
Turn again, and they end the 8th with a dot. The Gurkhas 43 for 4. Starts with some flight. Bipin, who's just picked up the first wicket in his previous over. 1 for 4, 1 for 5 now. Outstanding bowling figures for the youngster. We're going to go down to Andrew Leonard.
Well, guys, I'm up in the new grandstand here. I've found a few friends to have a chat to. I've got Crucial, who's come all the way from Japa down near Biratnagar up to watch the cricket today. Who are you supporting?
Karnali, yes. Yeah.
And why are you supporting the Karnali Yaks?
Because of team, that one.
How much are you enjoying the action, sir? I'm loving the cowboy hats.
Thank you so much. We're enjoying cricket. This is great privilege to have this game here in Nepal. We are crazy for cricket.
I'm crazy for cricket as well. I'm just like you. Nearly carries to cover. Going to come across here to my left now. Come with me, cameraman. I've got Angela with me as well. Now, who are you supporting? You're not supporting Karnali, are you?
Supporting Kathmandu Gurkhas.
And why are you supporting the Kathmandu Gurkhas?
It's my hometown.
Okay, and do you think they're going to win today? Are they going to be able to chase down these 150 runs?
Let's be hopeful for that.
Tell me about the hype for the Nepal Premier League. I know you come to cricket regularly, but everyone in the valley is talking about it.
Yes, it's very well in this. In Kathmandu, in overall Nepal, everybody loves cricket. Everybody are so crazy for that, and time and often everybody come here to watch the game.
It is the absolute talk of the valley here in Kathmandu and across Nepal. I think these fans are going to go crazy. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Lenny. You definitely look home there in the crowd. The end of the ninth, 45 for 4. $45 for 4, almost at the halfway stage, 1 over to go. That required run rate now 9.5. Swept away. And good running this, excellent as they come back for 2 runs. HD, I really thought that Lenny would have had an honorary Nepali citizenship by now.
I think he already probably does. I think, to be honest, he feels more at home here than he does at home. Mind you, I have heard that he doesn't have a home, that he just has a suitcase and he just travels from Nepal somewhere else and then back to Nepal and then somewhere else. But it's fantastic, not to sort of give him too much credit, but it is fantastic to see how a man has immersed himself not only in Nepal cricket but just like you in associate cricket. You know, it's the part of the game that does need selling. So much attention is given to the bigger, I'll refer to them as the bigger nations, and I mean no ill respect, but you know, India and Pakistan and South Africa and Australia, England, but there is passion like no other in some of these smaller cricketing nations, and it's great to see that they're getting the attention that they deserve.
Yeah, there's passion, there are the quantity exists as well in terms of players, in terms of leagues, followers. The only difference is between being a full member and the associate level. The finances are very different from what the ICC gives you, I suppose. And in turn, that has a lot to do with how much you can put into the development of the sport. Much more long-term when you don't have the funds available as quickly as some of the full members do. And then the whole other thing, I suppose we were speaking about it earlier as well, is you will only get better if you compete against better competition. And yes, the associate level's risen over time, partly because we're seeing more teams in the World Cups now. Pushed into the offside. And we're going to end the over with a single. Halfway point, 10 gone. The Gurkhas 52 for 4.
Slightly the stem camera is pretty turn. Slightly. Okay.
Quick water break here for the teams to just regroup and re-strategize and just find things. And this is what happened during the timeout as well. Dhawan animated in his discussion with the captain Sumbal Kami, and that's what happens when you have someone as big, as huge a figure as Shikhar Dhawan. That looked more like a cabinet board meeting than anything else. That's how desperate the Yaks are to register that first win of theirs. They missed out on that first outing of theirs. Yaks put into bat 149 for 5. It was the Shikhar Dhawan special today. 72 unbeaten runs in 51 deliveries. Supported by Zishan towards the back end, a 60-plus partnership taking them close to 150. Erasmus was brilliant with his spin. And in the chase right now, the Gurkhas struggling. They're asking rate close to 10, 9.80 to be precise. Very good morning, Sridhar and Sriram.
Hello, Mikhail. Yeah, the animated discussion was because the Yaks were 57 for 3 at this stage. So 52 for 4 is not very far off. But the important thing was Shikhar Dhawan was at the crease at that time. Can somebody do a Shikhar Dhawan here?
Yeah, one batter can change the complexion of the game. Shri, young 16-year-old Bipin Sharma plays for Karnali. Your thoughts on his action and run-up?
Very nice. Good bowler. Got his maiden wicket as well. Nice stride in. Gives it a rip. All good things to see from the left-arm spinner. 16 years of age. Imagine what a platform it is for him. Bowled well here. He's into his third over. He's given only 8 runs. Yeah, good jump in. Releases from wider of the crease and a slightly round armish action. Gives it a good rip though. Not afraid to toss the ball up. It's a good sign for a young spinner. 1 for 8 in 2.4. That's terrific bowling.
Yeah, he plays for the Karnali province in the under-19 matches recently. He had his last 2 games, 4 for 10 and 4 for 28. He's been amongst wickets. And this is where you need to appreciate the team management's move of playing a bowler who's been in form as well.
Didn't get a goal last game. They played the leg spinner instead. But this time he's got his opportunity. And he's doing well. He's grabbing his opportunity with both his hands. That's good signs. Awesome Dakal, the leg spinner, played the last game.
Yes, young, early days in his career, but what he's really doing well is in a huge pool of left-arm spinners in Nepal, he's making a small little name for himself.
Well, good point made here. There's a huge pool of left-arm spinners in Nepal. That's a terrific arm ball to close off the over. 56 for 4. 4 runs off the last over.
सर हामी त यहाँ छटपटेर हैरान भएका छ तपाईले फोन नउठाउनु भएर यहाँ त खासमा नेपालको 10-11 बजेसम्म एकदम जरुरी थियो कि अन्त 12 बज्न लागिसक्यो हामी त यहाँ छटपटेर खतरा भएको छ
Oh yes, it's so much of fun and cricket here in this part of the world. Book your seats at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium because it's going to be a joyride for the next fortnight. 61 for 3 were the Yaks at this stage. Remember, they had Shikhar Dhawan in the middle. 56 for 4. Maharajan and Erasmus holding forward at the moment as we see a lot of left arm spin. We saw Zishan Maqsood Dipin Sharma, and it's the turn of Bhuban Karki now. Yeah, just taking the pace off it. Both these batters have looked good, but somebody will have to really take the responsibility of finding the big hits as well at some point.
That's when a left-hand right-hand combination will help. Otherwise, they're going to choke you with left-arm spin from both ends. Even the Yaks had a brief period when they had two left-handers, Gulshan Jha and Shikhar Dhawan. They bowled off spin from both ends. It was not easy to get runs. And they're finding the same here, the Gurkhas. Something's got to give. The asking rate's gone past 10 and over. Erasmus has batted 9 balls for his 5. 17 balls, Maharajan for his 10. Something's got to give here. Or someone's got to be. Shikhar Dhawan be bold enough to take the game really deep.
And it's never easy when you're chasing Sri. Taking nothing away from Dhawan's innings. He can do that chasing, batting first. You wake him up at 3 in the morning, he'll bring that out. But sometimes on a surface like this, with a tricky target, you need one batter to take that element of risk and take the team home as well. Yeah, he's looking to go hard at that.
Rajan got 29 of 41 in the previous game. He's now 11 of 18. So that strike rate really needs some addressing. He's there, he's holding fort. The asking rate's much beyond his strike rate at the moment.
Has firmly struck down the ground. Work to do for the fielder, long on and long off. And they'll not be able to cut it off. Much needed boundary after 36 deliveries. After 6 overs, finally, the Gurkhas find the ropes.
Yeah, Erasmus, power-packed. On the back foot, never easy to generate that kind of power. Yeah, he gave himself a bit of room so that his arms could come through. Hit it way past the bowler. No chance for the long-on fielder.
This one's high. He's drilled it over the side screen. That's a powerful strike. And what a way to end over number 12 as well. 13 runs coming off this. 69 for 4. A good 12th over here for Gurkhas. Gerard Erasmus hitting the final 2 deliveries of the 12th over, 4-4 and 6. That's what you need to do, is put the pressure back on the fielding side when you're chasing 5 4s, 2 6s so far. Boundaries have dried up.
Yeah, he's had enough. Erasmus, boundary of the previous ball, then gave himself room. Targeted the side screen, that was the best thing he did. Didn't go across the line, hit straight through. Straight as an arrow, straight over the side screen.
Actually, time and again you've stated at the pitch report that playing down the line, down the ground is much better than playing square of the wicket.
The bounce is not there. You've got the bounce and the pace in the wicket, it's easier to hit square of the wicket. You can use the pace. Whereas this is a slightly slow surface and it's not bouncing very much, so it's easier to hit through the line. And you get value for your shots if you can hit through the line down the ground. And if you're going across the line, the chances are that you'll miss it.
This morning we had the good fortune of driving from the hotel to the ground in this lovely car. Omoda, the fastest growing brand in the world. Omoda E5 long range SUV. At the moment it's a long range and long levers of the batter who's coming to the fore. Erasmus is dishing out a fine innings in the middle in this chase. They've been quiet, but the only way they can go forward is if this man starts finding the ropes more consistently. Another boundary to his credit.
That's good batting. He toyed with the fielder. He knew exactly where the square leg fielder was. Walked into line this time and placed it perfectly behind square. Yeah, again, much needed boundary. They need a few more. 76 from 45.
Yeah, quite a few contenders for the player of the tournament. Good running, very good running. Got to put the pressure on the fielders in the deep as well. Little hesitant to begin with. Talking about the player of the tournament contenders, the player of the tournament will drive this car on the final day, Shri.
That's terrific incentive. And it was a good drive today. I quite liked the car. It was very comfortable, flashy. Absolutely no sound. Brilliant. A good running between the wickets, all right, but Maharajan was in danger.
And all of a sudden, if you look at that equation, 74 of 43 with 6 wickets in hand, one good partnership, and the Gurkhas will believe they have that 1 foot across the finishing line.
We haven't had a close game so far. That's well bowled. Cramped the batsman for room. The arm ball coming in to Gerard Erasmus.
At the moment, he's doing a dhavanya for the Gurkhas, and it's a good sign. He's raced to 23 in 16. This partnership, 36 run a ball, 13 gone, 77 for 4. Well, this enchanting country of Nepal is a haven for trekkers, seekers and nature lovers. Meanwhile, just coming back to this game, Rashid at 7, Sauter getting a game did well with the ball, and then Karan Casey, he can pack a punch as well. So there is batting, there is depth. This partnership will be key, and Maharajan will need to help Erasmus as well by helping his strike rate in the middle. What a contest. Game on.
Yeah, most definitely. I think Erasmus holds the key. Gone back to Gulshan Jha. An expensive first over, 11 came off it. Very talented young cricketer. Can bat well, handy with the ball.
They need to be careful, yeah. The Yaks. Game is evenly poised at the moment. This is a very crucial juncture in the game.
7 over 72 in the modern game is quite doable. 78 for 4 in 13. Shikhar Dhawan played a terrific innings. They got 93 of the last 10. The game is very well poised. We haven't had a close finish so far. Probably today is the day.
That's more like it if you're a bowler. Rather more closer, missing out on a realistic opportunity of just going hard at that. He was almost cutting a tree there, Erasmus. Yeah, went really hard.
Was with an offer. To be disappointed with himself to miss out on that. Oh, that's lovely glasses. Young man. Future of the Nepal Cricket League.
Well, bring out the broad smiles. It's the happy dense smile. All that, the sparkling smile, fan of the match. Enjoying.
Terrific crowds we've seen. People have turned out in numbers. Got a good spectacle today watching Shikhar Dhawan in action live. He had a superb innings. Southpaw bided his time early on and then took his chances late in the innings. Very good, Shikhar Dhawan.
Nicely played. Yeah, 2 halves to Shikhar Dhawan's innings. One was caution, the next was aggression. He paced it well. So good in terms of entertainment value as well for the fans. They come for Shikhar, and Gabbar says, I won't disappoint you all today.
100%. He had a reputation to live up to, Shikhar. And I saw him early in the morning before the toss. He was very early in the ground. He was looking at the pitch. He had a knock. He was mentally ready to go all the way today. And his experience came to the fore. He read the conditions beautifully. Paced his innings really well.
Almost chipped that on. Too close to cut.
That's a good lesson for young openers like Michael Levitt or Hassan Ezekiel or Brandon McMullen. Take a leaf out of, say, Martin Guptill or Shikhar Dhawan, the way they pace their innings. It's not conditions where you can really go hammer and tongs from the first ball. You've got to give yourself a chance. For that, you've got to be there. The youngsters can hit big sixes, all right, but read the conditions. Once you read the conditions, give yourself a chance, then you can really make a big score. There's so much talent in a Michael Levitt or a Brandon McMullen. Oh, sharp single. Good over. There's just 4 runs coming out of the 5 balls. They need 10 and over now. It's 11.19 and over. Partnership 40. It's taken 42 balls. Direct hit. Direct would have got him. Maharajan knew the throw was wild.
Good partnership so far. Rightly said, if they can take a leaf out of the senior pros. You spoke about Martin Guptill. He got a 50 in the first game, got a knot in the second. He'll want to again give it a go later in the day when they take on the Lumbini Lions in game number 7. He's picked that in front of square towards mid-wicket. A couple of runs here, make that 6 for the over. This partnership is now worth 42. 14 done, 83 for 4.
विष्णु सर मैले नि राजु सर भर्खर उठ्नु भएछ अनि राजु सरलाई नि गरिरहेको छ राजु सरले पनि गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ अब कति कति के गर्नुहुन्छ अब गर्दैछु है मैले यता राजु सरले एकैचोटि भयो अलिकति उयो गरेर
Bird's eye view. Look at that. The landscape of the TU ground. I'll tell you what, everything about this place is beautiful. I must admit, be it Nepal's warm and welcoming people with the infectious smiles, of, for that matter, the enchanting country. You have to immerse yourself. That's a good strike, but he gets the leading edge. And that's been dropped. Oh dear. And who's the man? It's Sampal Kami, I reckon. The captain puts it down. Could this be a costly miss? Big moment in the game.
A really big moment in the game. First ball of the over, goes for a big swipe. Straight up in the air. Sampal Kami doesn't miss those. Has he dropped the match? Or has he dropped just a catch? We'll soon find out.
Oh dear. You'll not want to see that replay, but we have to see it once.
Yeah, Zishan Maqsood, the bowler, beaten the batsman in the air, falls short. He took it a little bit too easy. Sampal Kami doesn't miss those normally. The crowd knows the importance of that catch. Oh, big spin from Zishan Maqsood. Maharajan got to get a move on. 66 from 33, 12 and over required. 2 runs per ball.
Much better strike this time. And the reason why Erasmus is forced to play these hits is because Maharajan at the other end has not been able to break the shackles and release the pressure. It's just one man doing all the hitting.
I agree with you, Mikhail. Good point. Yeah, Maharajan has to help and complement Erasmus. He can't do all the heavy lifting, Erasmus. He needs help from the other end. As it is, the wicket's not the easiest to bat on. The odd one spinning, keeping low.
Goes for the reverse. But what's that? Another half chance. Very hard to say from here.
Didn't carry, in my opinion. Yeah, and Maqsood, very, very clever with this change of pace.
That's much better. And that's been put down as well. Twice in the over, Erasmus survives. He lives to fight another day. And all Zishan Maqsood can do is wear a smile on his face. Game evenly poised, way into the final 5. It's 86 for 4.
Eventful over, 64 now required off 30 deliveries. That required run rate has climbed, going from about 8.5 runs and over to now just shy of 13 runs and over. Goes for the big one. And gets the distance as well. This is a maximum. Gerard Erasmus playing a very important knock for his side here. Over the bowler's head and smashed all the way.
Playing a terrific knock, all right, but he's leading a charmed life as well. This time, got the connection and the distance. Gulshan Shah, first ball of the over. If you get hit for a 6, as a bowler, you're under pressure, and he's done well to target that first ball. They need 12 and over, 2 runs per ball. He's got to do it. Maharajan's got to help him at the other end. 16 of 24, not helping Erasmus's cause.
Into the leg side. Pick up a single. Maharajan 16 off 24, going at 66 for a strike rate. Needs to try and push that as we get towards the business end of this innings. 57 from 28. And you'd feel that Erasmus is going to be key. He's got to bat it out for his side.
Got to hold on to your catches. Zishan's actually bowled really well. He's got a little bit of turn. Erasmus is the danger man. Gets put down once, and then he gets put down twice again. That was a tougher chance, there's no doubt about it.
It'll be really interesting to see how much that drop catch ends up costing the Yaks. First one should have been taken. Slap through the offside, and it's going to go all the way for 4. Great looking stroke. Playing an important knock today. Bringing the crowd back onto their feet.
He's the key. There's absolutely no doubt. He's a wonderful player, Gerard Erasmus. He's a very smart player. And this placement is around about perfect. But he's got to keep going here. The required rate now has touched 12 to the over. There's not a lot of overs remaining, so they won't be too frightened about that required rate. But a couple of boundaries, still every over is what's needed.
Few changes being brought into the field. Sweeper cover now being brought on after that shot. Very wide, and this has gone up in the air. He's chased it, and that's going to be the end of Erasmus. That wicket means so much. Third time unlucky for Gerard Erasmus, and he really shouldn't have gone for that one. It was going to be a wide, so far outside off.
Yeah, good bit of bowling here, actually. By Gulshan Shah, he wants to keep Erasmus away from hitting towards the leg side, and so throws it wide, but rightly point out, very, very wide. Erasmus reaching for that. He fought a lone hand, did the Namibian captain Gerard Erasmus. He goes for 38. The Gurkhas 98 for 5.
Gulshan Jha coming in, picking up an all-important wicket. It brings upon the skipper of the Gurkhas, Karn KC. Great strike rate. Got a high of 45. Goes over top. And I don't know if it's going to have the distance. Well fielded in the deep. Makes his intentions very clear from ball one, the skipper.
Well, a career strike rate of 150. He's going to have to go at those sort of numbers here if his team's got any chance. Didn't find the middle of the bat on that occasion.
Decent comparables. 16 overs into this contest. It brings up the 100 as well. 100 for 5. Need 50 more from 24 deliveries. 12.5 the required run rate. Maharajan, who's been out there for 25 deliveries for 17 runs, he needs to try and accelerate. Sompal Kami comes into the attack. Swing and a miss. That one kept a little low as well. We have another contest coming up right after this. It's the Biratnagar Kings taking on the Lumbini Lions. Lumbini Lions will be out here for the first time so far in this tournament. The swing and a miss, and just over the stumps this time.
Well, this dot ball has ensured that at the exact same time, the Yaks were 100 for 5, and the Gurkhas 100 for 5. But let's think of the fireworks that Shikadawan produced at the back end here. Do the Gurkhas have anyone that can play a similar innings to get them over the line?
Does get some bat on that, and he'll get off the mark. Karn KC back on strike. It's going to be skipper to skipper. Through the depth and the batting really gets tested. 5 down. Both of these sides looking for their first win so far at the NPL. Played 1 game each. They lost both of those games. Backing away, and that's going to run away. Slightest of edges and beat the keeper. 4 runs picked up.
Chances have to be taken at this point of the match. Karn KC's the man to take those risks. It pays off. Yes, it's an inside edge, but they need boundaries. They need many more of those. They don't care how they come.
frustration for the bowler. Very animated as well, Sampal Kami, after that one runs away for a boundary. Quaked into the leg side, and they come quick. This might be trouble. Home safely in the end.
Good running. Aaron Casey wants two straight away, but Maharajan's the one going to the danger end. There's no need for him to hesitate. He's got to get his head down. He's got to go.
Gets a hold of this one, and it should go all the way. Half a dozen from the skipper. It ends the over in style. 17 gone, 113 for 5. Neck and neck this contest, both of these sides staying as close to that worm as they can. Karan KC making sure that he plays that Shikhar Dhawan innings. Lusty blow towards the end of that innings. 6 runs to his name. Trying to keep his side in the contest. 37 now required of 18 deliveries. It's going to be a really good game this as we get down to the wire. Going to be Nandan coming back for his 3rd over, 1 for 6. Exceptional bowling figures. Short and wide.
He absolutely clattered this. Come in, he's found a boundary, he finds a big one. Siddhartha Bank 6. Captain striking it at 350. If he keeps going, his team can get there, but he's got to find the strike.
Through the covers, and this is going to run away as well. Actually gets it a bit more fine than that, gets it through point this time. That one's raced away. It's Maharajan finally throwing the bat at it and getting some good connection.
He's trying to protect the leg side, so he bowls widest, just slightly wide of off stump, but all his boundary riders are on that leg side. And so if you can beat that in a ring behind square, you'll get yourself a boundary. They're ahead of where the Yaks were at this stage. Just ahead.
A 6 runs ahead. Good bowling this. Again, keeping it wide, getting the batter to reach. It's just going to be a single. They're important deliveries. I want to try and keep it as low scoring as possible. That's the ultraviolet F77. Top speed of 155 kilometers per hour with a 0 to 60 kilometers per hour time of 2.8 seconds. It's got some speed on that, eh, HD?
It just reminds me of my youth. Right, the skipper's on strike.
Gets a hold of this, but I don't know if he's got the distance this time. He does, he's cleared it. In fact, gets it over the fence. What an innings this is turning out to be for the captain, Karan KC. Important runs this, keeping his side in the contest.
At the start of the over, they needed 2 a ball. With 15 balls remaining, they require just 25 now. The game is starting to sway in their favor, courtesy of the skipper. A couple of big strikes has got them within touching distance. We're in for a close one here.
The required run rate's dropped to just 10 now. In T20 cricket, 10 runs and over is a very easy task. Came in at a tricky time, Karan KC. He swung from ball 1. Swings again. This time can't quite get it past the fielder.
Not happy. That was right in his slot. Maharajan's got to make a contribution now. Couple of balls remaining here. He's 23 off 30. Skipper's doing his job. This was right in the hitting zone. Oh, that's a slot.
Pushed down the ground. He'll get off the mark. Karan KC gets to face the last delivery of this over.
Decision-making time here. You get a single and keep the strike, or does he try and whack this one out the ground as well? I think there's too many runs. I think he needs a boundary and hope that Maharajan can do a job from the other side.
He's been there for 31 deliveries, Maharajan. Surely he can try and get Karan KC back on strike. You've got to try and go for the big ones here. You don't want to leave too much towards the end. Very well bowled this. He will pick up the single, Karan KC. Actually, he's going to come back for another. Fielder was deep. And 2 runs picked up off that last delivery. The Gurkhas 129 for 5 at the end of 18. Not a lot of batting to come after the pair out there in the middle right now. Karan KC, 23 off just 7 deliveries, 1 4 2 6s. He'll want to be there and try and finish the job for his side. 21 off 12 now the equation. Sampal Kami will come in for his final over. Yet to pick up a wicket to his name. Angling into the pads. Looked like it would have been going down leg.
We've had some cracking individual performances with ball and with bat over the first few contests of this Nepal Premier League, but now we've got ourselves our real close battle here between 2 teams desperate to get off the mark. Neither has a win. captain at the crease, swinging well. 23 of just 7 deliveries. 11 remain. 1 out the ground would do nicely here for the Gurkhas.
Angling into the pads. They want a second. They'll have to wait. They're quick on the field.
Just 1 boundary. That's all they really need. 1 boundary in this over, and a 2 and a 1, and suddenly it's down to 11 or 12 of the last over, and that is real pressure for a bowler to have to deal with. Somehow Maharajan needs to make a significant contribution. He's played well. He's got to play great.
Picks this one up and picks it up nicely. It's dispatched into the crowds. And finally, Maharajan gets this one out of the screws. He joins the party. You asked for a big one, and he delivers.
Now it's theirs to lose. The Gurkhas are well on top here, 13 from 9. They've just got to be smart, because this is the power hit that they've been requiring from Maharajan. He's hung around in support of Erasmus. He's hung around in support of Karen Casey. Now he plays the perfect role.
Yeah, great timing. Part of a few partnerships. And he's anchored the other end. Very well bowled this, right into the toes, and a bit of fancy footwork as well. Turning out to be a very good over for the Gurkhas. 12 off 8 now, with 2 deliveries yet to come.
Perfect delivery. The perfect delivery. 2 massive balls here for the Yaks. If Sompal Kami can just go for a single and then another single to end the over, we're still alive. But if somehow the Gurkhas can find a boundary, surely they'll have their first win. The captain will be looking for a boundary. He'll want a 4 or even a big one, just to ease the pressure for that final over.
Swung away, and this is a poor delivery that's been punished. It's going to run away for 4 runs. Sompal Kami just not as good as it needs to be at this point. Now a very easy equation.
We've seen some poor deliveries not be put away. Karen Casey makes no mistake and immediately looks at square leg and says, how high was that? Not high enough. Not high enough to be given an extra delivery. But do they require the extra delivery? Because it's just 8 now from 7. Singles will do it. That's how simple the task is. But this T20 game of ours, oh, we've seen some silly mistakes made towards the back end. Pressure is a wonderful thing.
That's going to be a wide. He's going to have to re-bowl that one. Poor delivery again. Finds a bit of humor out there in it. Karen Casey. Teammates for Nepal know each other very well off the field as well.
"28 of just 9 deliveries. It is a match-turning innings. Is it a match-winning one?
Swings away, straight over the bowler's head. And what a catch this is! What a moment this is in the game. We're gonna have another look at this, and if it's fielded well, what a fantastic job out in the deep. We were convinced it was gonna sail all the way. Karen Casey's walking. He believes that this was taken cleanly. What a moment in the game this is.
Sport is a game of inches. The Gurkhas an inch away from victory. But what a catch this will be. Watch the left foot. He's inside the rope. Surely he's inside the boundary. He's aware now. He's toppling over. He gets rid of the ball. Now he needs to get back inside to take the catch and to ensure that his team stays alive. This is a remarkable bit of outfield cricket and a remarkable game we have on our hands. We'll go to the last over.
The awareness that he's shown with that foot as he lands right in front of the rope, and then the awareness to toss it up just in time. Dave Karnali, outstanding stuff. Just going to make sure that the foot is clear of that rope. What an effort. What an effort this by Dave Karnali. It's the wicket. It's the wicket they wanted as well. Big moment this in the game. Karan Casey goes for 28 off 10. 143 for 6 after 19. Wow, so much action in that last over. Karan Casey, the skipper, falls for 28 of 10. Then that was thanks to some incredible fielding. Dave Karnali in the deep. Now it's just 7 off 6, and you'd think that the Gurkhas should walk home from here, but it was a big wicket that Rashid Khan walks out to the middle. He's going to try and get Maharaj on strike as often as he can if it comes down to that. And it does help that Maharajan is the man on strike at the moment. Definitely a wide, says the umpire, flirting with that line, and it looked like it's just a bit too far over.
Run a ball. 1 run off every ball's required. Oh, I tell you what, I can understand why he feels hard done by. That is as tight as it comes, but this match seems to be living on tight moments. Shikhar Dhawan might have played well, but the match winner might very well be Dev Karnali. What a catch that was to give his team hope, a chance, just the chance. Run a ball needed.
Out of the screws, and it is going to run away. 1 bounce for Maharajan. He's hung out there, and he's finally making it count. 35 off 35, but the more important part is they now just need 2 runs out of 5 deliveries.
Well, if you're going to spend this amount of time at the crease, the expectation from your team and from yourself is that you take the team over the line. 2 needed for victory. A while ago we were saying it's been an average innings. Now we're saying it's a great innings.
Yeah, the context of the game, he's hung around, he's put in the hard work, and he's helping his side get over the line here. Smart cricket this, moves across, worked into the leg side, and is this going to be a run out? This game has everything in it.
Absolutely worth it though. Try and take the fielder on. You make the run, you get the victory. You don't, the man that's in keeps the strike. With just 1 wouldn't be needed for victory. Clever cricket, clever cricket. He'll have to go, but it's a smart bit of cricket from Rashid. He perishes for the benefit of the team.
What an exciting game this has turned out to be. Both sides fighting tooth and nail down to the wire. He is run out, Rashid. They still pick up the 1 run off the first one that they ran, which means it is scores level. Cannot lose this game from here on, the Gurkhas. Well, he goes without facing a ball. He goes for a duck. 149 for 7 after 19.2. They've been entertained, the crowd. They came in to watch some really good cricket, and they most definitely have gotten that. 1 run required off 4 deliveries. Maharajan on strike. That's going to be it. That's the game. The Kathmandu Gurkhas pick up their first win at the Nepal of Edges. He is